Hello NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll celebrate those student athletes who were named NCAC Athletes of the Week in their respective sports for the week ending on Sunday, October the 13th. Let's open this week's show by recognizing the accomplishments of our NCAC Field Hockey Player of the Week recipient, Denison senior goalie Laura Campbell. Campbell, who hails from Louisville, Kentucky, played all 210 minutes in the cage last week as the Big Red picked up 3 league victories, including a 2-0 victory over DePaul that snapped the DPU Tigers' 22-game NCAC winning streak. In the victory over DePaul, Campbell made 2 key saves in the second half to preserve the 2-goal victory. She finished the week with 4 saves, a 0.00 goals against average, and 3 shutout victories. On the season, Campbell boasts a .778 save percentage and a minuscule 0.86 GAA. Following DU's 3-0 week, the Big Red have taken over the top spot in the NCAC field hockey standings, while DePaul is in second at 8-1, Kenyon is third at 6-3, and Worcester sits in fourth at 5-4. We also want to take a moment this week to recognize Worcester head coach Brenda Meese, as she earned her 400th career field hockey win on Saturday in the Fighting Scots' 5-3 win over Wittenberg. Meese is now the 7th coach in Division III and the 15th coach across all 3 divisions to reach the 400-win milestone. Congratulations, Coach Meese. We'll now head over to the links and celebrate the accomplishments of a pair of Wittenberg student athletes as the Tigers swept the NCAC Men's and Women's Golfer of the Week awards. The men's award went to Wittenberg junior Jared Wissinger after he earned champion medalist honors at DePaul's Small College Classic, played last weekend at the Twin Bridges and Deer Creek Golf Clubs in Indiana. Wissinger topped the championship field with rounds of 68 and 71 for a 2-round total of 139, which is currently the 4th best 36-hole score in Wittenberg history. The Wittenberg men's team also ran away with the team title at the event with a 2-day total of 586, while host DePaul was second with 613 strokes, Worcester was third with 615, Denison was fourth with 619, Kenyon was 5th with 624, and Wabash was 10th with 649. In women's golf, Wittenberg junior Nicole Wayers was the NCAC's top finisher at Wittenberg's own Pat Klaus Invitational, played at Springfield Country Club. The Canton, Ohio native finished in a tie for second in the individual standings with a 2-day total of 155, which included an opening round 78 and a final round 77. In the final team standings at the event, Ithaca topped the 15-team field with 627 strokes, while DePaul was the NCAC's top finisher in second with a 36-hole score of 639, followed by Wittenberg in third with 655, Allegheny in 6th with 697, Ohio Wesleyan in 7th with 701, Denison in 10th with 715, and Worcester in 11th with 733. The Ohio Wesleyan men's golf team was the only team scheduled to compete this week, as they wrapped up competition yesterday, October 14th, at W&J's Peter C. Rawson Memorial at South Point Golf Club in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. Let's now head indoors and recognize the accomplishments of Wittenberg junior setter Megan Vodopich, as she was named the NCAC Volleyball Player of the Week for the 2nd time this season. The junior from Canton, Ohio, led the 13th-ranked Tigers to a 3-2 record on the week, which included games against 3 of the top 10 teams in the nation. In a 3-1 upset victory over number 7 Mount Union on Friday, she passed out 39 set assists and was the team's most consistent attacker with a hitting percentage of .533, which included 9 kills on just 1 error in 15 total attempts. In 19 sets last week, Vodopich racked up an impressive 178 set assists, 43 digs, 36 kills, a .418 hitting percentage, 6 blocks, and 2 service aces. And following a 3-1 win over DePaul last Tuesday, Wittenberg now stands alone in the top spot in the NCAC volleyball standings with a 5-0 record. While Hiram is a half game out at 4-0, DePaul sits in third at 4-1, and Denison is fourth at 3-1. NCAC volleyball matches pick up again tonight, October 15th, as Worcester is set to host Kenyon, while Denison will travel to Ohio Wesleyan tomorrow evening, and 3 more league contests are on the schedule for Saturday. And we'll now head back outside to the pitch and honor our weekly award winners for both men's and women's soccer. The weekly award on the women's side went to DePaul sophomore midfielder Caroline Zadina, as she helped the Tigers maintain their hold at the top of the league standings with a 4-0 win over Ohio Wesleyan on Saturday. DePaul and Ohio Wesleyan battled to a scoreless tie in the first half, but Zadina quickly turned the fortunes in the Tigers' favor by netting the eventual game winner just 2 minutes into the second half. And then, for good measures, the Glencoe, Illinois native netted an insurance goal for the Tigers in the 75th minute to help secure the league win. Following DePaul in the league standings in women's soccer, Wittenberg currently sits in second with 7 points, and Allegheny and Worcester are tied for third with 6 points apiece. NCAC women's soccer teams return to the pitch tonight, October 15th, with 3 league matches on the slate, and then resume action again on Saturday with 4 more contests. In men's soccer, Ohio Wesleyan senior defender Peter Jacoby netted the eventual game winner for OWU in a battle of top 10 nationally ranked teams, with top-ranked OWU tied with number 10 DePaul 1-1 late in the second half. Jacoby took a pass from classmate John Stegner and fired into the back of the net with just 3:03 left in regulation to secure the victory for the Bishops. For his effort, Jacoby was named the NCAC Men's Soccer Player of the Week. And following the win over DePaul, the battling Bishops now stand alone atop the NCAC Men's Soccer standings with 9 points, while a fierce battle is shaping up below them in the standings, with DePaul, Kenyon, and Oberlin tied for second with 7 points, and Denison sitting in 5th with 6 points. This week's men's soccer schedule features 5 games each on Wednesday and Saturday, highlighted by Kenyon hosting Denison on Wednesday and Oberlin traveling to DePaul on Saturday. We'll remain outside and close out this week's show by honoring our weekly Player of the Week recipients for football. The offensive award went to Wittenberg senior wide receiver Brendan Cunningham, as he played a vital role in the Tigers' 38-20 league win over Denison on Saturday. The Kettering, Ohio native opened the scoring for Wittenberg in the first quarter with a 73-yard scoring strike from senior quarterback Reed Florence, and then added the eventual game-winning score on a 13-yard pass play late in the second quarter. Cunningham finished the game with 6 catches for 136 yards and 3 touchdowns after also adding an insurance score for the Tigers late in the fourth quarter. On the defensive side of the ball, Wabash junior linebacker Cody Burish paced the Little Giants' stout defensive effort in a 38-13 league win over Ohio Wesleyan. Burish, who resides in Holland, Michigan, tied a Wabash single-game record with 4.5 sacks in the victory. He equaled the mark previously set by Dave Adich in 1987 and then tied by Josh Stanton in 2001. Burish finished the game with 9 total tackles, which included 6 solo tackles and 3 assists, the 4.5 sacks, and 5.5 tackles for loss. The top of the league football standings remained the same following last Saturday's results, as Wabash and Wittenberg stay deadlocked in first, with identical 4-0 league marks against conference foes, while Kenyon currently sits in third at 4-1, and Worcester is fourth at 3-1. There is a lighter than usual schedule for this Saturday, as only 4 league games are on the slate, led by Wabash hosting Kenyon and Wittenberg entertaining Worcester. On a final note in this week's show, the entire NCAC was idle in cross country, with a majority of the league squads preparing for Oberlin's annual Interregional Rumble this Saturday in Ohio. And fans, as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.